everyone, welcome back to my channel and for another episode of Coffee Chat with me. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll notice that my background is different, and this is because I'm in my Manhattan apartment for the weekend. This is where I'd usually stay when I'm not working from home and actually going to the office, but it's mostly stayed empty during the pandemic. Today's episode, we're going to focus completely on networking. I've been through countless coffee chats, emailed various professionals, written follow-up emails, referral emails, gone to events, cold emailed. So now I'm here to give you the inside scoop on networking into finance. So networking is particularly important in finance due to the naturally competitive nature of the industry. There are thousands upon thousands of applicants for every single job position, and HR simply doesn't have the time to go through all of those resumes. That's why oftentimes they'll go to people who actually work there for referrals, especially if you go or went to a non-target university where there might not be so many alumni who went to that firm. Networking is especially important. Even if you went to a school where there were a bunch of alumni, it's still so important because you want that alumni to pull your resume. So how do you kick off the networking process? Well, if you're going the cold emailing route, I'd recommend that you go on LinkedIn, search for any alumni either within the industry that you're looking for, or if there's a specific firm that you're looking for, search for alumni within those firms and find their first name and their last names. Now, if you go to a school where there aren't many alumni, do the same thing. Look for alumni that maybe went to your high school instead of your college. Always better to start off with someone who has similar common interests or a similar background as you. Now, once you've found those names, don't message them on LinkedIn, you want to email them. Emailing is a much more professional way to get in touch with someone as opposed to LinkedIn. Obviously, people's LinkedIns usually don't include their work email, but it's very easy to find it. It's usually their first name dot last name at companyname.com, and it's probably easily Googleable if you want to just easily search it up to confirm. So when you email them, you want to email from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now I know many jobs, for example investment banking, they're actually working past 5 p.m., but it's better to just stick to that as a rule of thumb, just in case, say you email them at 7 p.m. on a Friday and they've actually left work early if they're in investment banking. You don't want them to have to see this work notification on their phone and think that it's someone calling them back for work. So I'll share a few email templates with you guys in a bit with what you can email them with. But before that, I'll just say that if you don't go the cold emailing route, there's an even better way to network, and that's to meet them first. Now that might seem a little bit weird, but ways you can do that are to attend panels they're in, whether they're virtual or in person. Many firms have recruiting events. You can go to those, and even if you just shake their hand or listen to them in a panel, it's already one touching point that you have with them. Here you can see the first email template. This is for the example that I just mentioned, which is when you first meet someone. In this email, you want to thank them for coming to the event, tell them how much you enjoyed hearing about their experiences, and say that you would like to hear more about it. Now when you do this, always try to email within 24 to 48 hours of that first panel or meeting or recruiting event. This is because you want to stay relevant and show that you're really interested. On the second template, this is for a cold email, either for alumni or just for someone who you don't know at all and has no connection to you. This is the standard template where you first introduce yourself. You say what school you go to and what you're in, and exactly why you're emailing them. Tell them that you're interested in this industry and you'd love to meet and talk to more people about it before you apply for either the full-time position or the internship position. say you're happy to hop on a quick call or go for coffee and leave it up to them. Oftentimes, these professionals will come back to you and ask what times you're available or give you a few times that they're available. The important part here is to give them a few blocks of times within your schedule and to give them wide open blocks of time. This is because bankers oftentimes have so many calls during the day, especially ones that come up last minute. So it's important that you, as the person who's asking for the coffee chat, remain flexible. So after your email, if you don't hear a response in a week or so, it's fine to follow up again. I'd say it's fine to follow up maybe 3 to 4 times across a span of a few weeks. This is because even I know from my personal experience that if I'm in the middle of work or on a call, I'm going to move it into a folder I have separately. And sometimes it's easy to just forget and have it put away in that folder. So it's always good to follow up and remind them. So once you have your first coffee chat scheduled, you want to make sure that if you're going in person, that you dress professionally. Everyone is actually at work, and so they're going to be dressed professionally, so it's going to look really odd if you're in a hoodie and sweats. You also want to have a few questions prepared, whether it's in person or on the phone, and you want to do this according to the person's background and what age group they're in. For example, if they're a junior person just starting out, you can ask questions like, what was your internship experience like? How was the transition from going to college to going into full-time? You can slightly change these questions up if you're going to be speaking with someone more senior. You can ask them what got them into the vertical that they're currently in now. When they were in your position in college or as a young professional, did they see themselves doing this career long-term? So even though you might have these questions prepared, don't just shoot them off during the coffee chat. You want to go with the flow of the conversation. If the conversation goes into something like your vacation in Barcelona and you guys are having a good time talking about it, continue that conversation. There's no need to veer back into the topic of work. At the end of the day, what they're going to remember is your personality, how good of a conversation they had with you, and if you're someone that they would like to potentially work with. So for your follow-up email, you want to write this within 24 hours of your coffee chat to stay relevant, to remind them, to let them know that you're really interested. And here I'll include an example of a follow-up email that you could write. Again, you just want to thank them for taking the time out of their schedule to speak to you. You want to remember a few specific things from the coffee chat that you guys talk about, whether it be specific experiences from their internship that they really enjoyed, programs the firm offers, whatever it may be. You want to include it in the email, but still stay professional, of course. And at the end of it, ask them for any referrals that they might have. And hopefully, if they enjoyed your conversation, they'll refer you to a couple more people in the firm, and that's how you go from there. Honestly, there's a much better chance of someone replying to a referral email just because there's already that one person who's vouched for them before. And I'd say that's the basic networking 101 in finance. It's super important to talk to a lot of people, especially at different firms. Like I said before, oftentimes there's thousands upon thousands of applicants. When they choose people, they're going to ask these professionals for recommendations, and if 1, 2, 3, or even more people have said that they've talked to you and that you've reached out to them, it shows HR that you're really interested. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and remember to turn on the bell for notifications. Lastly, I'll just end off with saying that I hope everyone has the best of luck in their process, whether you're a student in college or you graduated college and you're looking to get into investment banking full time. I'd love to answer any of your questions at all. My very last final piece of advice when you are applying for these jobs, remember to follow up with everyone you've coffee chatted before or everyone who you're planning to coffee chat. just to remind them of your name. It's during these times that HR will ask for recommendations and you want to be at the top of the list. Thanks everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!